everyone, welcome back to my first video for the new year. Happy New Year to you all. This is going to be our planner setup video with my day designer mini daily flagship agenda. And right now I'm starting off by cleaning off my dry erase calendar board that I've had for quite some time now. And I love to use this just to give myself a larger overview of each month in the year. And I also use it to make a side list here, jotting down all of my goals that I have for that year. So I'm getting it nice and clean, moving the baby picture of Kaya. They took these in the hospital before we came home, so I've always kept a copy for myself. And here I am just writing January. I'm writing all the numbers for the days of the month. And then here you guys are going to start to see me get into writing down my goals. Now, I try to be very diligent as much as possible when it comes to goals. I know there sometimes along the way life just happens and we don't accomplish all of our goals for that year, but I try to accomplish as many as I can. So a lot of these are things like more about my health and being more fit. I'm also going to be working on cutting out gluten this year, since I found out later in 2021 that I have a very high allergy or like sensitivity to gluten, and then just other things like credit, finances, and planning trip. So now I'm getting into my day designer, and I'm going to be starting with the first goal setting page, which this is one of my favorite things about the agenda. Are all these goal setting pages to help you get ready for a new year and a fresh start. So I'm filling out this first one, which is the self-assessment page, and each page gives you a nice description so you can go through and read those, and it breaks down into different categories such as career, family, spiritual, physical, marriage, hobbies. There's all sorts of categories, and it tells you to mark which ones are most important to you, all the way to not at all important. There's also an option for neutral. And then once that's done, I'm moving on to the next page, which is one of my favorites as well, called the what is important to me. So it allows you to fill out everything in your top 5. So your top 5 values, your top 5 strengths, your top 5 passions. And then you should kind of also see a pattern where some of those kind of align in the middle, hence why you see the heart in the middle of those circles as well. So I have all types of things on here like family, health, entrepreneurship, and fashion and beauty and creativity, communication as one of my strengths, and so forth. And then the next page that we're going to be working on is the page that lists out all your goals. Now this breaks it down over the course of 12 months. So the first section is for the first 3 months, what you'd like to accomplish, then 6 months, then 9 months, and then finally at 12 months. So I like that page a lot as well, especially because it breaks it down into 5 categories ranging from self-care to personal development, as well as vocation, meaning like your job, your career you want for yourself, things you want to do in your community, etc. So I'm just going through it and filling this out the best of my knowledge based on what applies to my life. And if you guys have this planner or are interested in getting this planner, you can fill this out for yourself too, because it's really great. And I highly recommend doing this, especially when you first get your planner, because it really is relaxing. And I actually find it enjoyable to fill out these pages. I never skip doing these pages when I get my day designer agenda. Next, we're going to move on to the page that's called My Plan and what steps do I need to take to get there. So I just list out my top absolute goals that I have for this year in the goal description boxes, and then it breaks it down into categories such as what monthly actions you need to take, weekly routines to get there, daily habits you need to do to get there as well. And then the last category on this page is called progress. Like, what does your progress look like by taking these necessary steps to accomplish that specific goal? So this is super helpful, And it also, like I said, has a description on every page, so it really breaks down how to fill these out and everything like that. So then we're going to move on to the next page, which is like your ideal month or your schedule. So this will, vary from person to person depending on how busy you are in life and things like that, and what all you're going to be doing. So for me, like, this year is all about really establishing a career for myself and consistency, and improving some personal areas of my life, like I said, my health and fitness aspect of my life, my faith and things like that. Getting into reading more, so you guys are going to see I literally repeat a lot of the words here on this page, but again, you're going to fill it out differently based on your life and things that you may have going on as well. So once I get done filling all that out, then it comes to the final page of this goal setting section in the planner, which is called your ideal week, and it says making it happen. So this is like one of my favorites because it's the most colorful page that I have out of all the goal setting sheets, because you can fill this out to however you want, but I find color coding this is super helpful, and it helps me to keep track and stay organized. So like, I think back to when I had this planner when I was still completing grad school, and by the time I finished color coding, like, I just saw how like extremely busy my life was, and compared to this year, like, it's a lot less busy, so it's not as like bold and colorful, but I still enjoyed it anyway. So I always like to do this. I find it helpful. I make a little key at the top of this page because there's not a space or a section on the page to do that. So it helps me keep track of what color represents what. So I have 6 categories I broke down into to make it easier, ranging from stuff related to work, my personal worship time, like doing my devotions, listening to podcasts, watching sermons online from church, and then ranging from things to like my morning and evening routine for like skincare, self-care, time to wind down and relax. And then also I made a category that was just called fun. So this is ranging from doing like my own personal hobbies for fun, like crafting stuff, art stuff, doing stuff with my husband and my daughter, things like that. And then another category for fitness, which you guys are going to see it doesn't take up that much of the grid, but over time I do want to get better at that. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video. The next video is actually going to be us going into the Day Designer to set up and plan our first month, which is January. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here's an overview of all the pages I completed. Please make sure you do subscribe to my channel, because I really appreciate it, and it means so much to me for those of you that do continue to support this channel. I love you guys very much, and I'll see you in the next video.